Welcome to Zenith Media Group. If you enjoy this production, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And consider supporting us on Ko-fi at the link below.
National Aeronautics and Space Administration Jet Propulsion Laboratory Center for Near-Earth Object Studies.
Hey there, Cheryl. How goes it down there at JPL?
Not the best, Tom. Sorry, not the time for casual conversation. I've got something to tell you.
Okay, so it sounds serious. What have you got for us?
Our team at Cienios has detected something. Asteroid. It's a big one.
Interesting. Tell me more about it. Is it a concern?
Yeah, that's the bad part. We've rated it as a level 8 out of 10 on the Torino scale.
Torino 8? That means...
Impact is certain, yeah. It's on trajectory right for Earth. Its present trajectory puts it on course for upstate New York. When this thing hits, and that's when, not if, we're talking about some serious, unprecedented regional devastation with possibly global effects.
Good God. Well, at least we've established that our asteroid redirection program is effective. I'll order that a team be assigned to the task.
I don't think we have the time.
Tell me some good news. How long do we have until projected impact?
I wish there were good news.
How long, Cheryl?
33 days.
Come again? Tell me you didn't just say that we only have a month until impact. How is this possible?
It came from a blind spot. Its orbital arc had it behind the sun. We're lucky to have caught it at all. When a meteor impacted Russia back in 2013, we didn't have any warning at all.
Christ. So we're looking at a certain impact in upstate New York in just over a month. Tell me more about the object. How large is it?
It's over 2 kilometers wide.
2 kilometers? My God. This just keeps getting more fun, doesn't it? You realize how huge that is for an impact event.
You don't have to tell me. We've run simulations based on its speed, angle, and trajectory. If this thing hits Rochester, the entire Northeast could be flattened. Homes and trees knocked down as far away as Northern Virginia. It's not good, Tom.
Not good? That's an understatement. If this thing hits, when it hits, we'll be talking about a hell of a lot more than just the Northeast. The ejecta alone could throw large rocks all over the eastern seaboard. And that's to say nothing of the dust and ash clouds that'll blanket the northern hemisphere. Cheryl, I've gotta go.
You got something more important than hearing about this asteroid threat?
Yeah, I do in fact. Like informing the president. We gotta tell the president. I'm gonna go home and tell my family how much I love them. I suggest you do the same. Take care, Cheryl.
Yeah. You too. Stay safe.
Oh, we are well beyond safe at this point.
T-minus 30 days until projected impact.
Good morning, America. Today is Saturday, March 16th, 2030. The Bush family has announced funeral arrangements for the late former President George W. Bush, who died last night following the failure of a heart stent, which he had placed in 2013. The former president was 83 years of age. The funeral is to be held in Bush's hometown of Midland, Texas, at St. Luke's United Methodist Church on Wednesday, March 20th. The late President Bush, remembered for leading America through the 9/11 attacks and the War on Terror, leaves behind a controversial legacy. Known by some for his invasion of Iraq in 2003 and his handling of Hurricane Katrina in 2005, he also boasts the highest approval rating in presidential history at 92% at the end of his first year following the 2001 terrorist attacks of September 11th. The oldest of 5 siblings, George inherited the Bush family legacy of his late father, George Herbert Walker Bush, who served as president from 1989 to 1993 and died in 2018. President Bush is survived by his wife Laura, his siblings Jeb, Neil, Martha, and Dorothy, and his 2 adult children, Jenna and Barbara.
The United Center in Chicago was filled to capacity last night for a sold-out concert featuring a hologram of 80s pop icon Michael Jackson. Using holographic technology debuted at Coachella in 2012 with a performance by 90s rap star Tupac Shakur. The Michael Jackson hologram concert drew a crowd of more than 23,000 attendees. Concertgoers raved about the show on social media, with most describing the hologram as incredibly lifelike, and said it was like he was really there with them. The concert has drawn criticism, however, with some pointing to the issue of post-mortem exploitation of one's legacy and likeness, sparking fear among performers about what the record labels which own their music might do with them in the future. The King of Pop died in June 2009 of propofol overdose. While Michael Jackson has performed in hologram form previously at the 2014 Billboard Awards show, this concert at United Center marks the first time a deceased artist's hologram has performed a standalone show for a paying crowd, opening discussions about the potential for other musical comebacks.
The first 5D cinema opened overnight in New York City with a midnight screening of the new James Bond film. Audiences to the new film, titled Devil May Care and starring John Boyega as Agent 007, were treated to a multi-sensory experience. Using the 3D technology debuted in 2009 with Avatar, Devil May Care also treated audiences to sensations ranging from smelling gunpowder from the classic spy's pistol to feeling the rumble of 007's iconic Aston Martin as it revved through the streets. While 5D technology has been experimented with before, the Experience Cinema in New York is the first to go commercial with all of its theaters utilizing the new technologies. Experience Cinema Group has plans to open more than 1,000 locations nationwide, with its second location slated to open in Los Angeles next month. The best part? Experience Cinema says ticket prices are to be on par with traditional cinema visit, meaning wider audiences can now experience a riveting new way to enjoy movies. Look for an Experience location near you as the company rolls out its grand openings over the summer.
In space news, observers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory say they have detected a large asteroid in an elliptical orbit around our Sun, which they have categorized as a near-Earth object, which will make a close call flyby around Earth at some point in mid-April. The asteroid, dubbed EREBUS after the Greek god of darkness, is over a mile wide, or around 1/10 the size of the Chicxulub asteroid, which killed off the dinosaurs. But do not be alarmed. NASA says as EREBUS is projected to miss Earth by about 20,000 miles. Astronomers are tracking the asteroid as it moves through the solar system, and when it flies by us next month, it will be visible as a reddish-white dot streaking through the night sky over North America and Europe. EREBUS is the largest asteroid detected in recent years, even bigger than the asteroid Apophis, which made a similar close flyby last year.
T-minus 25 days until projected impact.
Mr. President, NASA is getting calls from amateur astronomers who are concerned about EREBUS. We can't just hide this. You can shush the European Union all you want, but it doesn't change the fact that this thing is out there. It's in the sky. Anybody with a good enough telescope could see the damn thing, and they know we're not being truthful with them. You've got to say something to the public about it.
And what, Roy? Spark everyone up into panic? For what? What good would that do us? The thing's gonna hit, and there's not much we can do about it. We may as well let the people enjoy their last few weeks.
It's not for nothing, sir. You know how the dinosaurs went out? They went out slowly, over months or even years, as the sun was erased from the sky by dust and soot, and they suffocated to death. Slowly. It wasn't quick. That means two things. One, with enough preparation, we might just have some people survive this. Two, the ones that do are going to be coming for your head when they realize you lied to them. You owe this to them. It's literally the least you can do. You owe them this.
And if I don't, what are they going to do about it? What can anyone do about it?
After the crops die and famine sets in, they're going to want something to eat. And you'll be the first on everybody's menu. Or you can tell them the truth and be hailed as the guy who did the best he could when faced with insurmountable odds against him. Your choice, I guess.
My fellow Americans, today I come to you with a grave matter of utmost concern. As many of you know, NASA has recently detected a large near-Earth object, which they have now named EREBUS, on a trajectory for a near-miss flight path around Earth. The truth of the situation, as I've been briefed by our observers at NASA, is that upon further analysis of the trajectory and angle of EREBUS, it is likely that we will not be witnessing a near-miss flyby. EREBUS is now projected to strike Earth with a 98% certainty. NASA continues to track EREBUS as it hurtles through the solar system. Based on its trajectory, angle, and speed, it is believed that EREBUS will strike in the region of upstate New York between Rochester and Syracuse. With a damage radius of nearly 300 miles, calculations determine that it is likely that buildings and homes may be destroyed as far away as Baltimore, Cleveland, Long Island, and Quebec. Such an event only occurs about every 3 million years. And if we do indeed suffer a direct hit as projected, the impact will release more energy than the last eruption of Yellowstone. The sheer explosive yield would be equivalent to around 400 gigatons of TNT. Or in other words, as if every nuclear weapon on Earth were simultaneously exploded 100 times. The level of devastation we could expect could number fatalities in the tens of millions in the short term, and possibly into billions long term. I will not mince words with you all. If this asteroid strikes us directly, like we now expect it will, we will be facing possibly an extinctual threat to our nation and to the world as we know it. However, there is hope for our species. When the Chicxulub asteroid struck about 65 million years ago, it didn't kill all the dinosaurs immediately. Be aware that this asteroid is only a fraction of the size of that one, which means the effects from it will not be as immense as they were then. The dinosaurs were killed off mostly through suffocation and famine. The dinosaurs, however, unlike us, did not have underground structures in which to escape the dust and soot which, clog the atmosphere. We today have bunkers, we have subway tunnels, we have mines, and other underground places we can retreat to save our species. We also benefit from technologies like artificial grow lights, which will sustain crops to feed us. With enough cooperation and preparation, it is likely that some portion of us will survive this event. I will personally see to it that these remaining weeks are spent sparing no expense to bring together expertise from all sectors to organize preparatory measures that will allow a portion of humanity, a portion of us as Americans, to survive. Perhaps even America itself shall survive. America is an idea enshrined in concepts of liberty and democracy, exemplified by texts like the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and we will ensure that these concepts and texts survive to guide a new generation. Together, with the best and brightest minds leading us, America shall someday rise again out of the ground and above the ashes, to welcome a bright blue sky once more, to greet the sun as it shines down on a new world. Let this be the focus of your thoughts and prayers tonight as we embark as a nation and as a people to the toughest challenge we have ever faced. It is a challenge that we did not choose. It is a challenge that we must endure. But it is a challenge in which I have high faith that we will overcome. Thank you and good night.
T-minus 19 days until projected impact.
The eyes of the world are turned upward toward the incoming asteroid EREBUS, as NASA has undertaken efforts to redirect the asteroid. Using a high-speed spacecraft launched toward the asteroid, NASA hopes that the kinetic energy will knock the incoming asteroid by at least a few degrees, thereby altering its trajectory so that it could miss Earth. It would still be a close call, even if the redirection does succeed, but it only takes a degree or two of change to significantly alter the trajectory of the incoming space rock. The proof of concept was demonstrated against the asteroid Dimorphos back in 2022 with the Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART mission. DART succeeded in altering the course of Dimorphos. However, it should be noted that Dimorphos was less than a tenth the size of EREBUS. This would be the first real-world application of the concept proven by the DART mission, and we should know whether it was successful within the next day or two. Here's to hoping for all of our sakes that the attempt to redirect EREBUS is indeed a success.
Here's to hoping indeed. Fingers crossed that we're able to avert this danger after all.
T-minus 18 days until projected impact.
Tell me some good news, Cheryl. Do we have results yet?
Kinetic impact has been confirmed. We're running calculations, but so far...
What is it, Cheryl?
So far there's no change. Or rather, 1,000th of a degree, but that only moves its impact zone by a couple dozen miles. We needed to see at least half a degree, or preferably 1 or 2 degrees.
Goodbye, blue sky.
And goodbye, New York.
There's nothing else we can do?
We barely moved an asteroid a tenth of this size. DART only narrowly met the criteria for success. Dimorphos was a pebble, this is a boulder. It's like throwing a marble at a cinder block.
We're gonna need a bigger marble.
That would require more launches. We don't have the time to organize logistics of that scale. Maybe if we had more forewarning, but...
T-minus 17 days until projected impact.
We come on the air this morning with some serious news, folks. According to NASA, it appears that the EREBUS redirection mission, or ERM, has seemingly failed to alter the trajectory or speed of the incoming asteroid to the extent previously hoped for. While the trajectory was altered by some 1/1000th of a degree, it is nowhere near the half-degree threshold required to make a significant difference in the strike probability for planet Earth. There still remains a 98% certainty, same as before, that the asteroid EREBUS will strike Earth on April 15th of this year. Officials with NASA are urging those that are in the area of Syracuse, Rochester, and Buffalo and the surrounding areas should consider evacuating the region to move westward. Those in the northeast outside the projected impact zone are encouraged to prepare a space underground, such as in subway metro tunnels, within which to ride out the impact and its subsequent aftermath. Food and water must be prepared to meet minimum requirements of 5 years underground, with the potential for up to 10 years if possible. To meet these requirements, the American Red Cross has mobilized with funding from the White House to organize sufficient means. Grocery stores are encouraged to donate surplus food and water to the Red Cross, and an executive order has been issued by President Brooks demanding that stores avoid price gouging of essential items as the impact date draws near. Metro transit tunnels are to be converted into shelter spaces by the Federal Emergency Management Agency beginning tomorrow. This means that effective this weekend, all subway services in the northeastern United States and southeastern Canada will be suspended. The White House encourages all persons in the affected region to evacuate now to western regions such as Ohio or Kentucky and to the southern regions such as Tennessee and North Carolina. The more people who voluntarily remove themselves from the area, the better the odds are that sufficient survival means can be organized for those unable to evacuate. If you are able-bodied and financially capable of evacuation within the next 2 weeks, it is advised that you do so. This will require a community-wide effort in order to ensure the survival of those who must shelter in place. Please work with your friends, your neighbors, your co-workers, and others in your area to prepare the shelters. Please visit whitehouse.gov to learn more about where your nearest shelter space will be established and what steps you can take to help yourself and others survive this impact event. Be aware that it is highly unlikely for you to survive this event on your own. Your basement or personal shelter cannot store the necessary supplies required for long-term survival. It must be reiterated that if you attempt to ride this event out on your own, the odds of survival remain dismal to impossible, as you will almost certainly run out of the food, water, and medicine to make it through the multiple years of impacted winter expected in the aftermath of this event. You must evacuate the affected regions if possible, or otherwise report to your nearest shelter location if you're not capable of timely evacuation. The White House thanks you for your attention to this matter. Please undertake the necessary precautions now. And again, visit the websites of the White House, FEMA, or the American Red Cross to learn more about where and how you should prepare.
T-minus 16 days until projected impact.
Tell me more about this facility's survivability, Ruben. What sorts of features and amenities does this place have?
Well, Mr. Holloway, for starters, the entire complex sits on 18-inch shock absorbers to dampen the force of even a direct impact. This is a decommissioned Minuteman nuclear missile silo, situated in the Rocky Mountain foothills, designed to withstand even a direct strike from a 1-megaton nuclear weapon. Since its closure in 2027, it has since been converted into the absolute peak of luxury survival. Out here in Montana, you'll be quite far away from the projected impact zone. Quite simply, this is the best bunker money can buy.
Yes, Ruben, I read that on the website. I meant, could you tell me more about what sets this place apart from the others? I've looked at a few options. What exactly am I getting for my 50 million?
As you saw when you came in, the complex includes a private airstrip for you to land your plane on. From there is an express elevator which takes you 80 feet underground into the main complex. You can be off your plane and into the bunker itself in less than 2 minutes. Once here, there are hydroponic farms, air ventilation, and water purification systems to sustain self-sufficiency for as long as you wish to have them maintained. The facility is crewed by a staff of 20, all of whom would be your personal survival assistants for you and your family to help guide you through the aftermath. You wouldn't have to do any of the work yourself, as these 20 staff can run every system in the complex for you.
Oh, that's a major advantage over the others I've looked at. Not quite a technical person myself, you see.
I would not have figured for someone famous for his role in the technology sector.
Yeah, well, artificial intelligence is a far cry from mechanical engineering. When it comes to running a farm, I wouldn't know what to do. So that's great that it's got all the essentials. Now, how about the luxury aspect? For 50 million, I expect there to be lots of amenities, yes?
Indeed, Mr. Holloway. This may be a reinforced bunker, but it doesn't feel like one. There's an Olympic-sized swimming pool located within the facility, along with a gym that contains all the equipment you need to stay active and in physically fit condition. There's a home theater room with ultra-high-definition copies of every blockbuster film of the past 20 years for your leisure needs. A massive underground gallery can be filled with your most prized possessions and assets, from bullion to artwork and sculptures to anything your heart desires. There is even an aquarium filled with exotic species from around the globe. I understand you are a fish enthusiast.
Oh, absolutely. I love those little critters. Now, when push comes to shove, how do I stay safe here?
Well, as you know from working in the artificial intelligence sector, AI can be a powerful tool for identifying threats. The complex boasts a sophisticated AI-backed security system, which will scan the entire area above ground and can alert you to threats in any direction for a distance of up to 5 miles. Sensors in the ground around the facility detect incoming vehicles and persons, and this information is fed directly into the system for threat assessment. A human security staff of 12 highly trained operatives do everything from routine patrols to drone operation, camera monitoring, and more. Our security staff are armed with the same weapons utilized by the U.S. Army in combat, and many of them are former U.S. Navy SEALs, Delta Force, Army Rangers. You get the picture. These are the best trained security staff the world over.
And these dozen security staff, they are in addition to the 20 facility staff who run the critical systems?
Correct, sir.
So a total of 32. Even that seems to beat the 50 or so required by most facilities of this type that I've looked at.
The AI assistance does a lot to cut down on workforce needs. Did I mention the AI systems also help regulate temperature, humidity, air quality, and even oversee the health of the hydroponic farms?
Impressive. I think I've made a decision.
And what will that be, Mr. Holloway?
I'll make you an offer for the full price of the facility, 50 million, plus whatever it takes to get this place up and running ASAP. I want it in my possession and ready to go at least 3 full days prior to impact.
I'll see what our company has to say, Mr. Holloway. I can't see a reason why they would refuse your offer. You are the highest bidder so far, after all, and the most high-profile client to date. I'll get back to you tomorrow with the details. It's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Likewise, Ruben. Take care.
T-minus 7 days until projected impact.
Streets and homes in upstate New York are eerily empty and quiet today as millions of Americans evacuate from the expected impact zone. Interstate 90 eastbound has been empty for days, while 90 westbound is packed with vehicles in slow bumper-to-bumper traffic as tens of thousands of people each day stream westward toward Ohio. Every hotel and motel in Cleveland is reportedly booked to capacity, forcing evacuees to embark on days-long journeys further into the state. New York State Police have called up all patrolmen for duty until further notice to help direct traffic out of the area and enforce the closure of highways which lead into the impact zone. In Buffalo and Rochester, firemen and policemen go door to door to order people to evacuate, with fines levied against those refusing to leave. Grocery stores in these cities have been picked clean, their shelves empty now, as thousands of evacuees take with them every scrap of food and supplies they can find. Resupply by trucks and trains is in question, as many of the drivers refuse to deliver goods, instead opting to evacuate with their families. An unprecedented exodus is underway from New York and surrounding states as the asteroid EREBUS draws closer to Earth.
Well, it's as Benjamin Franklin said, there are only 2 certainties in life, death and taxes, and in 7 days, we might just have both. That's right, folks, if you thought tax day was already bad enough, that's nothing compared to what the asteroid EREBUS will do to us on the very same day. I know I'm not going to bother paying my taxes. How about you? In any case, how about some music? Here's Aerosmith with their hit song I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, popularized by the 1998 blockbuster film Armageddon.
I could stay awake just to hear you breathing.
Exodus is underway from New York and surrounding states as the asteroid EREBUS draws closer to Earth. This is truly a day in which the world has come to a halt. All regular business has ceased. Banks are crashing as millions withdraw cash. And panic has set in on the streets of major cities on the East Coast as the reality of our impending doom begins to set in. In New York City and Philadelphia, riots have erupted over food shortages and banking failures, as many people struggle to obtain the necessities to prepare for impact. The New York Police Department says it has arrested more than 2,000 people for vandalism, assault, and other violent crimes as civil unrest begins to grip the Big Apple. In Washington, D.C., President Brooks urges calm to an uneasy populace, but his words fall on deaf ears as many struggle to cope with the sudden shift of fortunes. At the United Nations, talks are underway regarding potential last-ditch options to avert the imminent danger. The People's Republic of China has volunteered to use some of its high-yield nuclear weapons in an attempt to divert the asteroid as it draws nearer. However, critics at NASA and the European Space Agency warn that such an attempt may instead fragment the asteroid into smaller yet still very dangerous pieces that could threaten a wider area.
Breaker 19, this is Stonewalker 410.
5x5 Stonewalker. This is Mad Max. My 20 is about 10 clicks outside Mile High. What's your sitch, Stonewalker?
Hey, look, I'm gonna be straight with you, Mad Max. I'm cruising Ike on my way from Baltimore, and I got a home back there with a wife and a kid. I'm hauling a tanker of fuel destined for Sin City. Be real with me. Any way I can finish this run before rock and roll time?
You could. But should you? It's up to you, but if I had my family in the impact zone, I'd be more focused on getting them out. You know it will take you at least 4 days to get back. And that's without going against the flow to get back east. I'd reckon your go-go juice could be more valuable than its weight in gold after the impact. And if I were you, I'd ditch the route to start heading back now.
Yeah, 10-4, Mad Max. I'm hearing on the news it's a real shit show back east.
That's affirmative. You're gonna want to get back before the bears say you can't. Don't want to risk getting stuck outside the hot zone before you reach them.
I got you, Max. QC can kiss my ass. I got a family back home to look after. I'll be turning this rig back around next chance I get.
3s and 8s, Stonewalker. Best of luck to you. I'll be 10-7.
Thanks a lot, Mad Max. 10-7.
T-minus 5 days until projected impact.
We're on EREBUS watch, as we've been for the past few weeks now, as Impact Day draws near. At the United Nations, the emergency meeting of the Security Council has convened to vote on a resolution brought forth by China. The Chinese government on Sunday said that it is prepared to use nuclear weapons in a last-ditch attempt to divert the asteroid. Following the failure of NASA's EREBUS redirection mission, the usage of nuclear weapons in space is forbidden under international law by our Outer Space Treaty of 1968. However, in extreme circumstances such as this, an exception can be made. That was the matter being voted on today at the UN headquarters in New York. The Security Council voted unanimously to approve the motion, with the French delegation ultimately endorsing the motion after warning of the potential for fragmentation of the asteroid. The Chinese nuclear option is to be attempted on Impact Day, hours from the projected hit time, utilizing 3 5-megaton thermonuclear warheads launched from a Dongfang 5 intercontinental ballistic missile. This is potentially the last chance for planet Earth to avert a certain catastrophe of global proportions.
T-minus 4 days until projected impact.
What the hell we got here? Breaker 19, this is Stonewalker. 20 eastbound, Ike west of the gateway. Somebody keep tabs on me. I got a hitchhiker flagging me down. I'm pulling over to see what's up.
Thank God you stopped, man. I've been trying to flag a ride all day, but nobody seems to be headed east.
Yeah, for good reason, kid. Don't you know what's about to happen?
Yeah, that's why it's so vital I get there. My family's in D.C., my car crapped out on me with a bad alternator. Just trying to get back to them, man. Can you give me a ride?
Well, screw it. You're in luck. I'm headed the same way for the same reason. Trying to get back to Baltimore for my wife and kid. Get on in. What's your name, kid?
Gregory. You can call me Greg. You?
My name's Daryl. So you're headed to D.C., huh? Who's waiting for you there?
I'm trying to reunite with my parents. I left home a few years back on bad terms. Tried to make it for myself out west. Didn't go so well when I left, but I figured if I got this big rock headed their way, then I may as well try my best to make things right. You feel me?
So, they don't even know you're coming for them? You're doing all this just to say goodbye?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Making it myself didn't go so well either. I just want my family back. Don't want them to die thinking I left them behind.
So, you want to die with them?
It's what you're doing, isn't it? Besides, I heard there's a community forming in the DC metro system. I figure maybe I might find them there. We can take our chances underground together. If I find them.
T-minus 3 days until projected impact.
Law and order has appeared to crumble within the so-called impact zone, where the asteroid EREBUS is projected to flatten most or all structures. As societal unrest descends into anarchy, police forces have become overwhelmed by increasing crime rates and have suffered low morale as many officers fail to report for duty. In Buffalo, the police department has all but collapsed as more than 90% of officers have refused to show up for work. In their place, the 7th Street Gang has taken to the streets to crack down on looting, often seizing stolen goods for resale, establishing checkpoints on major roads and highways, and even enforcing an 8 p.m. curfew for the city of Buffalo. Rochester, much the same, as the Latin Kings have taken to distributing food and medicine and have overtaken the grocery stores. Meanwhile, Syracuse has fallen to the Crips, who have established a ceasefire with regional blood sex. The Gambino and Genovese crime families have taken over much of the civil administration of New York City, as politicians and city leaders there flee or take to shelter. In Philadelphia, the Bruno Mafia has seized government buildings and police stations, and a curfew is in effect there as well. The Warlocks motorcycle gang has taken over the highways surrounding Pittsburgh as they take on the role of the new highway patrol there, stopping vehicles headed eastbound along I-70 and assisting with evacuations westward.
T-minus 2 days until projected impact.
So that's what I told the old man. Look, I don't care. I'm going to California, and I'm gonna make something with me and my band. And he told me I'd be destined to fail trying to go far in LA. I haven't spoken to him since.
And? You stuck it to him and proved him wrong?
No, he was totally right. LA music scene is hard to break into. I owe him an apology. I was a dumb kid back then. Still dumb, just not a kid anymore.
Hey, quiet down. There's something up ahead of us.
What, a roadblock of some kind? Some kind of checkpoint? Is it the police?
Those aren't cops. Breaker, Stonewalker 1020 eastbound I-70 Steeltown. Looks to be some kind of checkpoint up ahead. Requesting information. Anyone out there know who this is?
Breaker Stonewalker, this is Magnum. You say you're eastbound? What, are you crazy?
Yeah, I've been called worse. These don't look like old Smokey. You know what's up here?
Smokey's in the wind. These guys are 1030. I suggest you clear the frequency. Highly advise you turn and burn.
What does that mean?
Well, that means there's no cops in the area, and these guys are running an illegal operation. He told me to shut up and turn around as fast as I can.
Wait, what? No, we can't do that.
Magnum, it's Stonewalker. Advise how to proceed.
Pack Kevlar and hammer down.
He says I should have worn a bulletproof vest to get past these guys as quick as possible.
I think I got that one.
Yeah, let me handle this. Howdy, fellas. What's the deal here?
Highway's closed, man. Turn around unless you want trouble.
Ah, no can do, my man. We got family to get back to. I'm sure you understand. How much to get past this checkpoint? I've got some cash here. Will 200 do it?
We don't want your money. Shit's about to be useful as asswipe.
Well, what can we do to let you get us through? There's got to be some deal we can make, right?
How about your trailer?
Man, I wish I could, but I just unloaded my cargo back in St. Louis.
Bullshit. That trailer's running low on them there back tires.
I can tell from here she all full up. You heard the man. You give us your fuel, you get to pass.
I'm not giving you the fuel.
Why don't you step out of the cab and let's talk about it?
Don't!
And who are you, pretty boy? You gonna be a problem?
When I stick him, you floor it. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Look. We don't want any trouble. Now, Daryl, go!
Knife!
Hit it!
Knife! Hold fire! Hold fire! The hell's matter with y'all shooting at a goddamn tanker truck? Damn it!
T-minus 36 hours until projected impact.
Good morning. We're now 36 hours from the projected impact time. The asteroid EREBUS will strike us at approximately 3:17 p.m. tomorrow. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is taking steps to mitigate the effects of the impact. Utility companies have been instructed that at T-minus 24 hours to impact, the national power grid will be shut down and all gas service will be suspended. The purpose of these measures is to reduce the risk of post-event fires, which may start as a result of the widespread destruction across the Northeast. Firestorms are expected to occur in any case as a result of the intense thermal effects of the blast itself, but cutting a potential fuel and ignition source for fires should help to reduce the extent to which fires may endanger lives and destroy property in the air burst zone. The air burst zone is the area in which the majority of damage is expected to occur, not from the fireball, but from the shock wave where the winds are likely to exceed 200 miles per hour. The shock wave will travel at roughly the speed of the strongest tornadoes ever recorded, destroying solid structures and homes and knocking down trees as far away as Delaware, New Hampshire, Ohio, and Quebec. It is in this area which electrical and gas-sourced fires are the most likely, and so electrical and gas services are to be suspended around 3 p.m. later today to brace for the impact which will occur around that time tomorrow. Please avoid the use of electrical generators until after the impact. Stay tuned to news media using a battery-operated or hand-cranked radio. As we enter the final hours before impact, 98.6 FM would like to thank our listeners in New York and across the nation for more than 50 years of loyal support. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for choosing 98.6 FM.
T-minus 24 hours until projected impact.
Ellie! Ellie! I made it home! Ellie! Are you here? Ellie! Oliver! Is anybody home? Ellie! Oliver! Ellie! Oliver! God damn it! Don't tell me I'm late. Where are you two? The Metro. Greg said that there's a community forming at the DC Metro. Maybe they're there. No, please start up, please. I've been going for over 50 hours straight. Probably overworked the damn thing. Figures. It's just my damn luck. Go figures.
T-minus 20 hours until projected impact.
If you have pets, you're probably noticing some strange behavior from them right about now. Animals are much more sensitive to earthly events than we are. Reports are coming in of dogs barking incessantly, cats are hiding, and birds and other wildlife are moving inland away from the coast. Horses are becoming restless and are running around fields. Bees and ants have returned to their colonies and are not carrying out working tasks. These events all come as we stand now 20 hours from impact time. The asteroid EREBUS is now clearly visible to the naked eye as a bright reddish-white dot against perhaps the last pale blue sky we will see for years to come.
T-minus 12 hours until projected impact.
Sir, Marine 1 is on the south lawn. They're ready for you.
I'm not going.
Pardon me? Correct me if I'm wrong, but did you just say you're not getting on the chopper?
I said I'm not going. That's final.
Sir, we don't have time for this. Cheyenne Mountain is
I'm not getting on that damn helicopter. And I'm not going to hide out in some bunker out west while everyone in the northeast gets goddamn vaporized. Send Miller. That's why we have a vice president.
With all due respect, Mr. President.
My decision is final. A week, Roy.
I'm sorry? What do you mean a week?
We sat on this thing for a week. We shushed our own allies about it. For days. We kept this under wraps. When you were right. We should have told everyone sooner about the threat they were facing. A week.
Sir, you did what you thought was best.
March 14th through March 21st. I keep running the dates back in my head. That's how much time passed from the time I was briefed about this thing to the time I made my first public remarks about the reality of the situation. Do you know what we could have done with that extra time, Roy?
Probably not much, if that makes you feel better.
It doesn't, because we don't know. But it damn sure would have been nice to find out.
Mr. President.
I'm not getting on the helicopter, Roy. I'm the captain of this ship, and I steered it wrong. It's only right that I go down with her.
T-minus 10 hours until projected impact.
We're in the final stretch, folks. It's now 10 hours, 12 minutes, and 37 seconds until impact time. If you're near the coast, which you shouldn't be, you have probably noticed the ocean has begun to recede. This is not like when the ocean recedes before a tsunami. No, folks. This recession of the tide is due to gravity itself being disrupted. The ocean being pulled back by the gravity generated by this large rock as it streaks towards Earth. If you're outside, and again, you shouldn't be, you can see the asteroid EREBUS in the early morning sky, a red glowing dot slightly larger now than before as it approaches from the northeast. If you've not already done so, you should now be in your chosen shelter location. You should not be above ground, you should not be on the roads, and you should not be alone in your basement. Past days and weeks have seen the establishment of many communal shelter locations which have been stocked with assistance from organizations both within and outside the government. After impact, there will be a significant amount of debris and matter kicked up into the sky over a very large area, even outside the main impact zone. The sky will choke up with dust and ash. Molten rock will rain down from the sky for hours or even days. Widespread fires will fill the atmosphere with soot, which will turn into large dark clouds that will blot out the sun. We expect these conditions to last for several years, up to a decade. You cannot survive this disaster without significant stockpiles of food and clean water. These supplies have been stocked in communal shelters across the nation. This is not a typical natural disaster. There will be no outside help arriving, as these conditions will likely be widespread across much or all of the world. If you have not already chosen a communal shelter, you must do so now, or else your chances of long-term survival are dismal.
T-minus 8 hours until projected impact.
Why aren't we moving, Trevor?
It's the airport, Leon. Seems we're not the only ones trying to get out of here.
Damn it! I knew it was a bad idea to come back to New York to close things out. Should have stayed in Montana.
I'll get you to the facility, Leon. Be patient.
Patient? We haven't the time to be patient! 8 hours until the rock hits and we're not even on the plane yet! You're supposed to get me there safe, not get me stuck in traffic!
We'll be there soon, okay? The airport's only a few miles away. We just aren't the only ones going there, that's all.
Why is everyone trying to get there now of all times? Shouldn't I have already left?
Shouldn't you have?
Hey, I'm not paying you to be a smartass.
Not paying me enough in any case.
What was that?
Nothing, Leon. I'll get you in the air soon enough.
T-minus 6 hours until projected impact.
A spokesman for the People's Liberation Army Rocket Force states that they have launched 3 Dongfang 5 ICBM rockets from Base 64 in north-central China toward the asteroid EREBUS. Each missile carries a 5-megaton thermonuclear warhead, the largest explosive in the Chinese arsenal. The Dongfang 5 missile has a range of over 9,000 miles when launched at a surface target on Earth. But when directed on a modified trajectory into space, that range carries it beyond the altitude at which the missiles can escape Earth's gravity. From there, once in space, the missiles can continue traveling without slowing down in order to make the journey to meet EREBUS in space. The total time of the missiles before they strike EREBUS is expected to be around 3 hours.
Why aren't we flying yet, Trevor?
I had to call for repairs. We've got a busted hydraulic line leaking fluid.
And?
And so, that means no flight control surfaces or landing gear. I'm gonna assume that flying in a straight line with the gear down won't help us.
We're stuck here.
Relax, Leon. We've got a mechanic on the way. We'll be ready to fly in no time.
How much time?
Should be 2-3 hours tops.
Hours?
Look, we're not the only plane in need of service. We're lucky they can get to us at all.
Not feeling very lucky, Trevor.
T-minus 3 hours until projected impact.
The Chinese People's Liberation Army rocket forces have confirmed 3 nuclear detonations on the surface of the asteroid EREBUS. However, according to observers with NASA and the European Space Agency, it appears that a significant fragmentation has occurred. EREBUS, formerly an asteroid measuring 1.2 miles, is apparently now 4 asteroids. EREBUS 1 measures approximately 2,300 feet across and is on a trajectory to strike the Chesapeake Bay between Washington, D.C. and Baltimore at 3:23 p.m. EREBUS 2 is around 1,500 feet, on course to impact Long Island at 3:27 p.m. EREBUS 3 measures about 1,300 feet. It is on course for collision about 10 miles east of Buffalo at 3:25 p.m. Finally, EREBUS 4 is around 1,200 feet wide and will impact between Philadelphia and Harrisburg at 3:26 p.m. There has been no significant change in the speed of the fragments, which remains at approximately 42,000 miles per hour. Extensive and widespread devastation is expected across the northeastern United States. Ejecta, the matter which is ejected from the craters and will fall back to Earth, may strike regions as far west as Illinois and as far south as Georgia. Ground shaking from the impact may reach the equivalent of a magnitude 6 earthquake from Toronto, Ontario to Norfolk, Virginia. President Brooks will
We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. This is a national emergency message requested by the White House. All normal programming has been discontinued during this emergency. 3 hours remain until impact of EREBUS asteroid fragments. Seek shelter immediately. Stay off roads. Do not use your telephone. Telephone lines should be kept open for emergency use. Do not use electricity or gas. Even if you are outside the main impact zones, you should follow these instructions. Failure to follow these instructions will endanger your life.
Leon, we're all fixed up. We'll be on our way shortly.
About time. Get us up.
Newark Tower, this is November 269er Lima Hotel, holding on taxiway Zulu 3, ready to proceed to runway. 29er for westbound departure.
Lima Hotel, line up and wait on taxiway Zulu.
Copy that, Newark Tower. Lima Hotel, line up and wait taxiway Zulu. What's our number for departure?
Lima Hotel, you are number 55 in line for departure from runway 29er.
Affirmative, Newark Tower. Estimate departure time?
Lima Hotel, your estimated time for departure is 15:05.
Newark Tower, any way we can move that up a bit? We need airborne by 14:30 at the latest.
We're doing what we can, Lima Hotel. We can try, but there are over 120 aircraft in need of departure, and it's first come, first served.
Shit!
What's the issue, Trevor?
We're waiting in line. There are 54 other planes ahead of us in line for this runway. The tower doesn't think they can get us airborne sooner than 3:05.
That's less than 20 minutes before impact. That's more than 2 hours from now.
I know. They'll keep us posted with any updates, but we're gonna be airborne just in time to try to outrun this shit.
Oh god, this isn't good, Trev.
You don't say.
T-minus 2 hours until projected impact.
My fellow Americans, I come to you today to wish you all the best of luck and the greatest of fortunes as we embark upon the dawn of a new world. Today, my friends, we are not but one people, united both in fear and in faith. Ours is an earth of many people, from many nations, of many religions and creeds. But today, my friends, we are one. From one coast of our great nation to the other, we are united under one hope this day. The hope for tomorrow. Tomorrow will come. For many of us, and for many others, it will not. Tomorrow marks the start of a new phase of existence. For us as mankind, it will be an existence of hardship, of darkness, and of untold sacrifice. But it will also be an existence of courage, of strength, and one of resiliency. And it will, my friends, be an existence. And shall you awaken to a great new day tomorrow, as you move into the future upon a changed earth, do not give up that which we have worked so very hard for. Continue to move forward. Continue to build and thrive, for that will be the only way we will live on. The survival of the human race depends upon your actions, tomorrow and every day on from now. Shall we waver? It shall surely be our demise. My fellow Americans, it has been a pleasure to serve as your president. To give my life to our nation has been perhaps the greatest accomplishment of my life. And now, my friends, I have chose to stay here in Washington as this event bears down upon us. My friends, this will be the last time you hear my voice. This will be the last speech I ever give. Despite our attempts to save millions of lives, the grim reality remains that millions more will be lost. I am just a man trying to do his best, just as many of you are. And now I shall become like you, just a man, no better than anyone else. I have made my peace with this fact. Now the Lord of peace shall give you peace at all times, in every way. The Lord be with you all. Thank you.
T-minus 1.5 hours until projected impact.
Welcome to the DC Metro Community Endurance Zone. You are currently entering Glenmont Station. If you are a new arrival, look for a community leader to assist you with registry. Community leaders wear yellow, high-visibility vests. Registration will help you find friends and family and will ensure that there is space for you inside the shelter. Please register with a community leader upon entry into the CEZ. Food and water will be issued to all registered community members, and medical care will be administered by trained health workers. For your safety, generators will be shut off and electrical power will be suspended inside the CEZ at 30 minutes before impact. Electricity will be restored by generator power tomorrow at noon. Thank you for your understanding, and welcome to the DC Metro Community Endurance Zone.
Excuse me, sir. All new arrivals must first register with our staff before entering the zone. May I have your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Daryl Adam Walker.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Walker. And where are you arriving from?
I used to live up in Baltimore.
Thanks. And may we have your date of birth, please?
March 3rd, 1991.
Okay. You'll be assigned a CEZ card shortly. Don't lose it. It gives you access to all services and allows you free movement between sectors. In the meantime, you can help yourself to some food and water just inside. Follow these stairs down and wait in the area marked reception.
Thanks. And, do you think you could help me find my wife and son? I think they came here. Their names are Eleanor and Oliver Walker. And my wife's birthday is January 16th, 1993.
Sure. I can check for you. Yeah. We've got an Eleanor Walker with that date of birth down at Forest Glen. Let me just go print your CEZ card real quick and I'll help you find them.
Eleanor Walker, ID 0116932667. Please report to Glenmont Station. Repeat, Eleanor Walker to Glenmont Station.
Here's your CEZ card. You may now enter the Community Endurance Zone. Thank you, and stay safe.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the DC Metro Community Endurance Zone. You are currently entering Glenmont Station. If you are a new arrival, look for
Ellie! Ollie! Ellie!
Ellie!
Thank God you made it. Just in time, too.
Oh, Ellie, you have no idea how glad I am to see you. I went to the house first, but you guys had already gone.
I knew you were on the run to Vegas, and I was worried we'd never see you again. I'm sorry. Should have left a note.
Oh, I've been so through much these last few days. I'm just glad to be here with you now.
Daddy!
Ollie! Oh, come here, little guy. Oh, I'm so glad you're safe.
T-minus 1 hour until projected impact.
Listeners, be aware. We are now 60 minutes from the projected impact time for the first of the EREBUS fragments. You should now be in an underground shelter area. You should not be above ground for any reason. Police, fire, and medical services across the impact zones have been suspended. There will be nobody coming to assist you if you find yourself above ground at impact time. If you are not underground at this time, that is a decision that you make at your own peril.
T-minus 30 minutes until projected impact.
Attention everyone, we are now 30 minutes from the projected impact of the first EREBUS asteroid fragment. EREBUS 1 will strike approximately 40 miles east of our position. At impact time, this area is expected to receive a shockwave, generating winds of approximately 500 miles per hour, and ground shaking equivalent to a magnitude 5.5 earthquake. At impact time, you will be asked to lie flat on the ground, face down, with your hands interlocked over the back of your head. Failure to assume this braced position may result in serious injury or death. Please pay attention to further announcements so you know when impact is about to occur. At this time, the generators will cease operation and electricity will stop until at least noon tomorrow.
Mommy? Is the asteroid going to kill us? No, sweetie. Come here and give me a hug.
I love you, Ellie.
I love you too, Daryl. I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, Oliver. I love both of you so very much.
T-minus 1 minute until projected impact.
It is here, folks. EREBUS fragments are streaking through the atmosphere, glowing orange trails from behind them as they make their way to the surface of Earth. This is 98.6 FM, your faithful news station with 50 years of proud service to you. We thank our listeners for being here with us. And now, goodbye.
Impact time. One minute after impact.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Trevor! Fly faster! I'm trying! This is as fast as she goes! If you want speed, you should have bought a Gulfstream!
I wasn't expecting to outrun death when I bought this thing! I got it for business!
Then get a business jet!
Too late now! Trevor! What's happening?
We're losing the engines! All this dust! It's getting too thick!
Stall.
Keep us in the air!
I'm trying, but she's dying on us!
Fire, left engine. Fire, right engine.
That's it! Our engines are out! Brace for impact, Leon! Brace!
Think rate. Full up. Too low. Terrain. Full up. Full up. Full up.
thank you for watching a Zenith Media Group production. If you enjoyed this, please consider supporting us on Ko-fi. Don't forget to subscribe and consider sharing our work with a friend to grow our audience.